It all started with a wonky floorboard, just a small creaky thing in the corner of my bedroom. It had always bothered me. Every time I stepped on it, the sound echoed through the room. One day, curiosity got the better of me. I decided to see what was causing the squeak. Little did I know, this simple act would lead to an incredible discovery. Armed with a flashlight, I descended into the basement, the air growing colder with each step. The darkness seemed to swallow the light, making the beam of my flashlight appear feeble and insignificant. Shadows danced on the walls, creating eerie shapes that played tricks on my mind. I could hear the faint sound of dripping water somewhere in the distance, adding to the unsettling atmosphere, and a rusty screwdriver. I knelt down. The tools felt heavy in my hands, their weight a reminder of the task ahead. I had been avoiding this moment for weeks, dreading what I might find. The basement had always been a place of mystery and fear, a place where secrets were buried and forgotten. The floorboard was older than I thought, its edges worn smooth with time. Each scratch and dent told a story, a history of the house and its previous occupants. I wondered how many people had walked these floors, unaware of the secrets hidden beneath them. The wood creaked under my weight, as if protesting my intrusion. As I pried it loose, a rush of musty air hit me. The smell was overwhelming, a mix of damp earth and decaying wood. It was the scent of something long forgotten, something that had been hidden away for years. I hesitated for a moment, my mind racing with possibilities. What could be down there? A hidden treasure? A dark secret? It smelled old, like something forgotten. The dust particles floated in the air, illuminated by the beam of my flashlight. They seemed to dance in the light, creating a mesmerizing display. I took a deep breath, trying to steady my nerves. This was it. There was no turning back now. My heart pounded in my chest. The anticipation was almost unbearable. I could feel the adrenaline coursing through my veins, heightening my senses. Every sound seemed amplified, every shadow more menacing. I had to remind myself to stay calm, to focus on the task at hand. What was I about to uncover? The question echoed in my mind, fueling my curiosity. I had heard stories about the house, tales of hidden rooms and secret passages, but I had never imagined I would be the one to discover them. I felt a mix of excitement and fear, a thrill that was both exhilarating and terrifying. With bated breath, I shone my flashlight into the darkness beneath the floor. The beam cut through the gloom, revealing a hidden space that had been concealed for decades. The air was thick with dust, making it hard to see. But as my eyes adjusted, I began to make out shapes and objects. There was something down there, something that had been waiting to be found. My heart raced as I reached into the darkness, my fingers brushing against something cold and metallic. What had I just uncovered? The answer lay just beyond the reach of my flashlight, hidden in the shadows of the basement's secrets. At first all I saw was dust and cobwebs. Then something glimmered in the beam of my flashlight. Curiosity piqued, I leaned closer. The glimmer came from a metal handle, almost swallowed by the darkness. It looked like a door handle, but where was the door? My mind raced with possibilities. Could there be a secret room hidden beneath my bedroom floor? With trembling hands, I reached for the handle. The air around me was thick with anticipation. Every breath I took felt heavy, laden with the weight of the unknown. The room was dimly lit, casting eerie shadows that danced on the walls, making the atmosphere even more foreboding. My heart pounded in my chest, each beat echoing in my ears like a drum. I could feel the sweat forming on my brow, a mix of fear and excitement coursing through my veins. The handle, old and worn, seemed to hold secrets of its own, secrets that had been locked away for years, waiting for someone brave enough to uncover them. It was cold and damp to the touch. The chill of the metal sent a shiver down my spine, as if the door itself was warning me of the mysteries that lay beyond. The moisture on the handle hinted at the age and neglect of the place, a forgotten relic of a time long past. I could almost hear the whispers of the past, urging me to turn back, to leave the secrets undisturbed. But curiosity got the better of me, and I knew I had to see what was on the other side. Slowly, carefully, I pulled it down. The mechanism inside the door creaked and groaned, protesting against the movement. It felt as though I was disturbing something that had been at rest for centuries. The sound echoed in the silence, amplifying the tension in the air. My grip tightened on the handle, my knuckles turning white with the effort. Each second felt like an eternity, the anticipation building with every passing moment. I took a deep breath, steeling myself for whatever lay beyond. A low groan echoed through the silence as a section of the wall swung inwards. The sound was almost mournful, as if the house itself was lamenting the intrusion. The door moved slowly, revealing a dark, narrow passageway that seemed to stretch on forever. The air that wafted out was stale and musty, carrying with it the scent of decay and neglect. It was a smell that spoke of forgotten memories and abandoned dreams. I hesitated for a moment, the weight of the decision pressing down on me. But there was no turning back now. A cloud of dust billowed out, making me cough. The particles danced in the air, catching the faint light and creating an almost ethereal glow. I waved my hand in front of my face, trying to clear the air, but the dust seemed to cling to everything, a reminder of the years of neglect. Each cough echoed in the narrow passageway, breaking the silence and adding to the sense of unease. I could feel the dust settling on my skin, a tangible connection to the past. When the dust settled, I was met with a sight that sent shivers down my spine. The room beyond was dimly lit, the only light coming from a small, grimy window high up on the wall. The walls were lined with shelves, each one filled with old, dusty books and trinkets. It was a room frozen in time, untouched by the outside world. The air was thick with the scent of old paper and forgotten memories. I could almost feel the presence of those who had once inhabited this space, their stories lingering in the air. There, hidden behind the wall, was a staircase leading down into the darkness. The steps were narrow and steep, covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. It was a descent into the unknown, a journey into the depths of the house's secrets. The darkness seemed to swallow the light, creating an almost tangible barrier. I took a deep breath, steeling myself for the journey ahead. Each step I took echoed in the silence, a reminder of the solitude and isolation of this forgotten place. The air grew colder as I descended, the chill seeping into my bones. I could feel the weight of the past pressing down on me, urging me to turn back. But I pressed on, driven by a need to uncover the truth, to understand the mysteries that lay hidden in the darkness. Taking a deep breath, I descended the creaking stairs. The air grew colder, heavy with the scent of mildew and something faintly sweet. As my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I began to make out the shape of a room. It was small and rectangular with a low ceiling that I could almost touch. A single dusty window cast a pale light on the forgotten treasures within. The room was like a time capsule. An old gramophone sat silently in the corner, its horn pointed at the ceiling like a frozen trumpet. A vintage typewriter rested on a mahogany desk, a half-written manuscript rolled into its carriage. Bookshelves lined the walls, crammed with leather-bound volumes and yellowed photographs. It felt like I had stepped back in time. Who used this room? This room, shrouded in dust and cobwebs, seems to hold countless untold stories. The old furniture, now covered in a thick layer of dust, hints at a time long past. Each piece, from the creaky wooden chair to the ancient desk, whispers secrets of its own. But who were the people that once filled this space with life and laughter? What events unfolded within these walls? What were they writing about? The letters, yellowed with age, are filled with elegant cursive writing. They speak of a time when communication was an art, each word carefully chosen and written with care. Were these letters love notes, filled with passion and longing? Or were they messages of sorrow, written during times of hardship and despair? The ink, though faded, still holds the emotions of the writer, waiting to be discovered. And why was it sealed off from the rest of the house? The door, now sealed with planks, suggests a mystery. Why was this room hidden away, cut off from the rest of the house? Was it to protect something valuable or to hide a secret too dangerous to be revealed? The wallpaper peeling away to reveal the hidden door adds to the sense of intrigue. What lies beyond this barrier waiting to be uncovered? I picked up a faded photograph from the desk. The photograph, though faded, still holds a glimpse of the past. It is a window into another time, capturing a moment that has long since passed. As I hold it in my hand, I can almost feel the presence of the people in the picture, their lives intertwined with the history of this room. It showed a young woman, her hair styled in elegant waves, a wistful smile gracing her lips. Her eyes, though captured in black and white, seemed to hold a depth of emotion. What was she thinking in that moment? Was she happy, or was there a hint of sadness behind her smile? The photograph captures her beauty but also hints at a story untold. Behind her stood a tall man in a military uniform, his hand resting gently on her shoulder. His presence is strong and protective, yet there is a softness in the way he holds her. Were they lovers, separated by war, or perhaps they were family, bound by a deep connection that transcended the hardships they faced? The uniform suggests a time of conflict, but also a time of bravery and sacrifice. Were they the ones who used this secret room? Did they come here to escape the world outside, to find solace in each other's company? Or was this room a place of planning and strategy, where they discussed their hopes and fears. The room, though empty now, still holds the echoes of their presence, waiting to be discovered. And what became of them? Did they find happiness? Or were they torn apart by the events of their time? The photographs, though silent, speak volumes. They tell a story of love and loss, of hope and despair. As I look at these images, I can't help but wonder about the lives they led and the secrets they took with them. This room, though abandoned, is a treasure trove of history waiting to be explored. Every object in the room seemed to whisper a story, a forgotten memory from the past. I couldn't wait to unravel the mysteries held within these four walls. This hidden room, once concealed by time and dust, was now a portal to a forgotten era. I felt a surge of excitement, a thirst for knowledge about the people who lived within these walls before me. The discovery of this hidden room was just the beginning. What other secrets does my old house hold? Join me as I delve deeper into the mystery of the hidden room and the people who once called it their own.